you drunk, you silly old fool. Still you cannot see. That's a lovely tin whistle that my mother sent to me. Well, many's the day I travelled.
Hey folks, Revolutionary Brewer here. Today we're here with another home brew kit review, and this time we're going to go back to the Brewcraft series, and we're going to take a look at the Newcastle Brown Ale. Very good selection. But before we get to that, I actually have a little bit of an update in the way that I actually brew these kits now. We've made a couple changes here, and I'll go ahead and fill you in on those. Just finished actually bottling a batch of beer. If you guys want to take a look there, I got a whole pile of beer bottled, so they're going to be going away for an upcoming review. So you might have known some of my previous recipes. You could see I was trying to mix, a couple pounds of malt and a couple pounds of sugar, and it was kind of difficult because you'd have to have bulk malt and bulk sugar and try to measure them out. Well, I found a new way to do things. The new method for pretty well all my brews, not all of them, but when there is an exception, I'll go ahead and put them up on the board. But we're going to go with one kit. Here's a Cooper's Lagers kit. That's not what we're going to be looking at today, but just for an example, we're going to go with one kit. And I found this handy thing in our local brew store. It's cost $7, and it's called an Adda-Beer. As you can see, the top of it's brown, and the bottom of it's totally clear. So the top is actually liquid malt extract. There's 1.5 pounds of it, and the bottom half is high malt glucose, and there's 1.5 pounds of that. So it works out perfectly. You get 1.5 pounds of malt, 1.5 pounds of the glucose sugar. And what you do is you just add it in with your beer kit. Now, it's recommended for 23 liters of beer, but I don't find that that's the best way to go. It's not quite enough for 23 liters of beer. I use between 19 and 20 liters of water, just to even it out, say 19.5 liters, or you could just 20 to make it an even 20 liters, and that way it makes a more full-bodied beer, more flavorful beer, and it'll get you around 5%, which on the average beer, 5% alcohol per volume. That's what I'm usually shooting for, and it's pretty standard with your regular ales and lagers. So that's the way I like to do it. So there's a little update, and this beer was actually brewed the exact same way. So let's get to the beer that I'm talking about here. Actually brewed this one in a clear Corona bottle. So if you take a look at it, you can see it's a nice brown color, chestnut brown. It's not, it's hard to tell here, but it's not dark like a stout or a porter, but it's got a nice robust chestnut color to it. And this is actually another change I've made to the way I brewed. I only do single stage fermentations now. I used to actually transfer it to a glass carboy and then bottle it, but I tried a couple times with just brewing it in the initial brewing bucket, leave it to ferment for a couple weeks, and bottle it straight from there. And I didn't find any difference, except there's a little more sediment at the bottom, but your beer's still going to clear out in the bottle, so it doesn't make any difference in the clarity, and it doesn't make any difference in the taste neither. So that's the way I do it here. So let's take a look at this. We'll give it a pour, and we'll see how it looks. This hasn't been in the bottle. Oh, a little aggressive there. This hasn't been in the bottle all that long. I think it's been about 3 weeks now. So we'll give it a look and see what we got. And as you can see, pretty reasonable head on it. It's only been in the bottle 3 weeks. And these Brewcraft products, great products. I mean, I'd say Cooper's are my favorite homebrew kits, but these are a very, very close second. Very good quality. By the way, what I'm doing is I have the luxury. I have about 5 or 6 brew shops in my town. So I have a wide selection of kits to choose from, and I'm just going to get as many as I can, different ones, and we'll do a review on them all. That way it gives you guys a little idea, at least what the kits look like, and, you can take a look at it before you buy it. So as you can see, a nice little head on it, and we'll give it. So you can see it's not. You can actually see through it. It's not like it's not like it's dark, but it's a nice chestnut brown. This is really what a dark ale is supposed to look like. So let's give it a taste. That's a nice lacing. Oh, unbelievable. This is like, Brewcraft hasn't disappointed me yet, and this is no exception. So I'm going to put the recipe up on the board here, but like I said, it's very standard the way I made this one. I just used the one Brewcraft kit, and then I used the Adabir, which is 1.5 pounds of liquid malt extract and 1.5 pounds of high malt glucose. And this is what it produced. Beautiful. Look at the lacing and the head's holding on. It's just and delicious. Now, this is actually called a Newcastle Brown Ale on the kit itself. Let me have another taste here. Oh, this is unbelievable. For you folks out there that like to get a little bit of adventurous, like myself, I enjoy the odd Newcastle Brown Ale. I pick one up now and then from the beer store, and this kit comes really close to it, surprisingly. Most homebrew kits, if they copy a style, it's not quite the same. This is very close in the taste, the mouthfeel, the body, the carbonation. Seems like everything fell together. It's a great brown ale. Now, this is great for someone who, maybe wants to get a little bit adventurous but not too crazy. This is not it. Like I said, it's a little bit of a darker beer, but it's not heavy like a stout or a porter. It's actually fairly light drinking. You can probably drive back a dozen of these, no problem. It's it's not a heavy beer, but it's full flavored. It's just a flavor. It's just, you get a little bit of a chocolate flavor in there, a little bit of a caramel flavor. It's just a really, really flavorful beer, but at the same time, it's light and easy drinking. It's very similar to the Newcastle, like Newcastle Brown Ale. So they really hit the mark on this one. So this kit here, as far as brown ales go, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this an 8.5. I love this stuff. And don't be afraid. Just get the kit. Use the yeast that comes right under the cap. You don't got to get too technical. Of course, if you want to try something else. But, a lot of people say, oh, the yeast that comes with the kits, throw it away. Don't throw it away. It's good yeast. With the Cooper's kits, you're getting a good quality Cooper's yeast. It's good quality yeast. I've never had one problem with it, and this Brewcraft yeast has been good. But like I said, we're going to go coming up. We've got some Muttons kits, I got some Morgan's kits. We're going to sample them all. We're going to go right through them, but like I said, if you like a nice brown ale, this is a great kit, this Brewcraft Brown Ale. Definitely give it a try. 8.5 out of 10. So anyways, like I said, keep tuned. Stay tuned, I should say. We got more reviews coming up. Cheers, and keep on brewing, folks.